everybody, and thank you very much for the invitation to participate in this meeting. My name is Teresa Rodriguez, as Veronique mentioned, and I work at the Iberdrola Foundation, and I am the program manager for the Energy for Future Marie Curie COFUND. I'm going to share my screen first. Can you see the presentation? Veronique, is okay?
Yeah, perfect. It's okay.
Okay, thank you. So I will start with a very brief introduction of who we are, which are the E4F key elements to provide you with some context, and then I will focus on how we have implemented this program. Okay. So the Iberdrola Foundation is the foundation of a company called the Iberdrola Group, which is a Spanish integrated utility. We are a global leader in clean energy, grids and storage, and the largest utility in Europe by market capitalization. And at the foundation, we focus in these 4 areas that you see in the slide. And of course, training and research is one of those areas. However, we don't do any research or training. We are not an academic institution, but we do promote training and research through our scholarship programs. And we partner with different type of institutions that manage those programs. This is our first COFUND. So and in fact myself, we have to put to set up everything in place from scratch. All the characteristics that Veronique mentioned in relation to COFUND, we comply with all of them. This cannot be other way, because if not, we cannot have won the grant. So this is a postdoc COFUND that offers 28 fellowships and focus in these 5 areas of research, all related to the clean and sustainable energy. And as you can see, it's a very focused, very focused COFUND. It's a 5-year program. The maximum the 60 months, which is the maximum duration of a Marie Curie. We started in July 2021 with the first call application period, and the program, which lasts till June 2026, is a 4 million euros program, and we finance 50%. So 50% is funded by European Commission and 50% by us. Our first call is about to finish. I think we only have 2 of the researchers still, but they are about to finish their contract next month. And then we are at the beginning of the second call. We are having 11 researchers, and they have been starting from January and will finish in June, more or less. We offer a 24-month contract with the hosting partner. I think at the point when we presented our application, there was not the difference between associated and implementation partner. So we in general talk about a hosting partner organization, which is the university or the academic institution which is hosting the fellow. And then also within the program, there is 2 secondment periods. One is compulsory, and it has to be in one of the companies of the Iberdrola Group, and the other secondment of a maximum of 3 months would be in an academic institution. This is voluntary, okay? And this is the list of our current partners for this call. As you will see, there are several Spanish universities, as we are based in Spain, as Universidad Carlos III, Politécnica de Madrid, Comillas, Cantabria, Universidad del País Vasco, Salamanca, and then IMDEA and Polymath, which are 2 research centers. Then there are two European universities, which is Université de Bordeaux, the Fraunhofer Institute, two universities from the UK, Imperial and Strathclyde, the MIT in the States, and also have Rochester Institute of Technology, although they only offer secondment positions. Then at the bottom, you will see the four companies of the Iberdrola Group where we are offering secondment opportunities, which is Scottish Power is in our affiliate in the UK, Avangrid in the US, Iberdrola Mexico in Mexico, and Iberdrola in Spain. I think these two all of the universities, with the exception of Université de Bordeaux and Comillas, have had fellows in either in both poles or in one of them. Okay. Okay, so this is, and the rest of the characteristics of the program is, as Veronique has mentioned, is, there is in international, in this case is international, is postdoc, is there is a collaboration between industry academy. We promote training across, not only training related to the research project, but also in another type of things that are not only technical, etc. So I'm going to focus now in really how we have implemented this program. As I mentioned, that we are not doing any research or training activity within the foundation. Okay, I will start with the legal framework because I think it's important because this scheme, if you understand this scheme is easier to understand how the relation among the different parties works. As Veronique also mentioned, this is a mono-beneficiary program. So the beneficiary is the Iberdrola Foundation. We received the grant from the European Commission, and we are the ones who signed the grant agreement with the European Commission. And as you will see, there is no relationship at all, no contractual relationship between the Commission and the partner organization. So after signing the grant agreement, what we did is we signed a partnership agreement, which is of the partner. I will get into more detail on this agreement afterwards. Although before, as Veronique also mentioned in the proposal, we need to include a letter of commitment also from each of the partners as part of the proposal. Then the researcher are hired by the partner organization. We don't have any contractual relationship with the researcher. The contract is signed between the partner, the university, and the research, and the financial flows goes the other way around. We get the money from the foundation, from the commission. We pay the partners, and the partners pay the researchers. So, so which is the role of the hosting partner in each of the phases? The proposal preparation is the sole responsibility of the beneficiary. So it's we that prepare our proposal for this Marie Curie. But of course, there are a number of things that needs to be agreed with the partners already in this phase, which are the research areas, because you need to partner with organizations that have expertise in the areas of research of the program. Also, the number of fellows that are willing to accept, and if are also willing to accept secondment. And then the letter of commitment that is signed by the hosting partner organization needs to detail these three things: the areas of research, the fellows, and if the number of positions offered, hosting, and secondment. And also at that point, we will also share information in relation to salary cost to be able to cost the proposal. In our case, this proposal, as it is international, was a bit more complicated because not all the fellows would have, I think Veronique mentioned one kind of bracket of salary range. We have different salary ranges depending on the country, because countries have a different standard of the cost of living and also different labor regimes. And some have social security, others not. Some pensions are the cost of pension is different. So we have different ranges, and this was for us a bit difficult part as a beneficiary to prepare the proposal. Then you submit the proposal, and if you're lucky, you are in this 25% success rate that Veronique mentioned, and your proposal is approved. Then you sign this grant agreement with the Commission. I think you can find the grant agreement template in the Commission web. It's a quite a standard template. There is no option to negotiate. So the first part is a kind of very contractual term and condition of the agreement. And then there is part B, which is where you describe your program, what are you going to really implement. So once this is signed, what we have to do is to prepare a template for the partnership agreement. We look at that point we try to find a template in the resources, the Commission resources for this type of relationship, but we didn't find any. So we have to prepare ours. And basically, what we did is the main content of the agreement is a back-to-back is designed back-to-back to the partnership, to the grant agreement. See, all the obligation that we have with regards to the Commission, we have to translate to those obligations, most of the obligation, to the partnership, because they are the one that would be implementing the proposal. This relates to obligation towards the fellow, information reporting obligation, that in this case would be to us, not to the Commission, rules on the acknowledgement of EU financial support and other communication requirement obligation. All of those are Commission requirements, but that we need to comply with through the partner. And of course, we also include the monetary contribution and payment calendar to the partner. Also, you have to take into account that when we sign the agreement, we didn't know how many fellows would go to each partner, because we signed the contract before the selection process of call one was finished. So there is one annex, which is Annex 3 of the partnership agreement, that had to be signed after the fellows are selected. Okay. And in this Annex 3 is where we detail the name of the fellow, the project, the hosting partner, and the costing. And there is also a very important annex, which is Annex 1, which details the scope of works. I mean, this is like part B of the grant agreement, but very much more specific with the obligations of the partner in relation to the fellow in terms of contractual obligation, type of contract, and also obligation, for example, to appoint a supervisor, to support them, etc. No, everything here is the reporting obligation is included in Annex 1. Okay, and then once this contract is signed, I think we can move to really the implementation of the calls. And the first point is the call dissemination. Of course, the beneficiary also does career dissemination efforts. But I would say that this is a key activity for the partners, because you must attract fellows so they choose you and not the others. in fact, we are competing in this call among the different universities, and it's very important to use your network and make an effort to contact potential fellows so that they choose you as their first choice. What we did, I don't know how others do this, is that we in the application, we asked the fellows to select 3 possible hosting partners by order of preference. And of course, we will always start with option 1. So, and what we did is we invited the partner that was selected as option 1 to the interview phase. Okay. In our case, the selection process was run by ourselves. And in phase 3, when we have the list of applicants that will go to the interview phase, that's where we allow for the participation of the selected hosting partner, because of course we need to ensure that the applicant is also accepted by the hosting partner. I mean, in the interview committee, there are 4 persons, not only the hosting partner, but for us it is important that there is an alignment between the interests of the fellows and the university. And then when after the interview phase, we have a ranked list of participants, and from that we select those that have awarded the fellowship, and then at that point is where we do we close the salary, the condition with each of the partners. Of course, we already have a range. The salary have to be within that range. But what is very important, one of the conditions of the Marie Curie is that the fellow has to be paid in equal terms as a fellow of similar experience in the corresponding university. No? So there was some discussion on the salary, and once we closed the salary, we signed this Annex 3 that I mentioned before. And we are in disposition to send an offer letter to the fellow. Okay, and then once the fellow is appointed and he has accepted the fellowship, then you are in charge, because the fellowship period starts, and this is really what we expect from you is that you include the fellow normally in your research programs. Most of the universities are, you know, I think we don't have many things to show you in this regard. The only thing that we expect is that you support the fellow even before arriving. For example, screening labor contracts and benefits that you might offer, help the fellow through the visa process if required, support the fellow integration in the university through your induction program, etc. And then with regard to us, we normally ask to one contact point at the university that will help us also to navigate through your organization, that in many cases a university's organization is quite complex, especially for big ones. And it's true that there is a lot of communication and day-to-day question and answer, question from the supervisor, the fellows, the administration of the university. So it's very useful to have a single contact point. And then we established also some formal reporting from the implementing partner to us. In many cases, because we are required to provide this type of content to the EU. So we need that information per fellow and per institution. Okay. Then I've tried just to summarize some of the benefits for for you to participate in this type of programs. I suppose you will maybe find additional ones. From what I see is that, I mean, most of administrative work is done by the beneficiary, the proposal preparation, the application and selection, the reporting to the EU. And I think that we probably are more easy to deal with than the European Commission in terms of requirements. And you will have access to a wider and more diverse pool of candidates, because, at least in our case, this is an international programs, and there are also many networking opportunities among universities, among fellows, and also with the beneficiary. And with this, I finished my presentation. I hope you have found it useful, and I think we can open the Q&A session. I will stop sharing, Veronique, you think?
Yes, thank you very